Hello, my name is Alexis, and welcome to my TBR shelf reorganization and unhaul. This video is pretty self-explanatory, but obviously we are in a different location than normal because we are talking about my TBR shelf that is behind me in my bedroom. Everything in my living room bookshelves that I usually film in front of, those are my books I have read, and then I put all of my to-be-read books in here just to keep them separate so it's easier when I am looking for a book. I know where to find it. First up, I'm gonna send you back in time to when I decided to reorganize these shelves. Literally out of nowhere. I was just looking at them one night and I said, that's a mess. I want to do something about it. And I immediately tore all the books off and yeah.
Never in my life I brought it up. All the doors to my heart open up. The touch against your skin, it fills me up. I think I found the one. But nervous is my broken heart. Scared as fuck to lead you on, and I don't want to feel that pain again. Oh no. Porcelain, your pretty face, take your body to that place, and I just want to rest against my head. Oh yeah. So please take me on. Yeah. So please take me on. Every day I see you waking up. And be there on the days of hiding up. Oh yeah. If I get so damn good to
Hello, welcome to the floor with me. So I have sorted the majority of the books into genres. I think that's how I want to organize the shelves. I did that before I moved the shelf into my bedroom, and then once it was in here I was sorting it by author last name, and it was just really difficult to add stuff when I bought new books. So yeah, we're gonna go back to genre because one, to keep it neater, and then two, I was having a really hard time, like, I don't know, finding the books I wanted or like remembering what books I had physically. So we're gonna get everything into specific genre categories, and then I'm gonna go through and see what I want to unhaul.
This is my broken heart. Scared as fuck to fall in love, 'cause I'm afraid to feel that way again. Oh yeah. But every time I kiss your face and take my tongue beneath your waist, and I just want to hold you to. Oh yeah. So please take me on. Yeah. So please take me on. Yeah. So please take me
Starting up at the top, we have my pothos. I have a crystal geode thing. I have this Halloween decoration from Target that stays up all year round because I think he's a very cute bookend. And then I have my, I don't even know what these editions are called. They're by Flame Tree Publishing, and I have the Greek myths, Gods and Monsters, and then Witches and Wizards, and they're just like short stories of classic tales, and I just think they're really beautiful, so I like to display them at the top. Moving down to my horror shelf. I'm not going to go through each book in detail, but just, you know, here we go. Here's stack number 1. I do unfortunately still have to double stack them because I have way too many books still. Stack number 2. And stack number 3. And then I never know where to put my like unhinged weird girl lit fic, so that's this little section here. Moving down, this is a combination of a few things. So first up we have my Greek mythology section, or like retellings and stuff. Behind it we have my romance section. Oh, and this one actually is Greek mythology, so that goes there. And then I have some non-fiction / poetry. It's kind of a mess. So yeah, we have some mythology, books about plants, true crime, poems, memoirs, a book about a shipwreck, more true crime. All of my random interests. Okay, I'm putting you down because this shelf is massive. So here we have my fantasy and sci-fi. So again, this is all fantasy, and then behind it is more fantasy, and then some sci-fi, and behind that is more fantasy. Moving down here, I have mysteries on this side, and then this is still a mess, but I have like contemporary or historical fiction. So basically, if it doesn't fit into another genre, it's here. More contemporary and or historical or literary fiction. And then way down here, I have all of my classics. So I have all of my Penguin cloth-bound editions, all of my more modern classics. I have my F. Scott Fitzgerald cloth-bound editions. And again, double stacked like the other ones. Welcome back to the present, and it is now time for our unhaul portion of the video. So this is a mix of a lot from the TBR shelves, but also a few things from my red shelves that I just don't feel the need to hold on to. They weren't favorites. I'm not going to reread them. So yeah. Now a disclaimer, if your favorite book of all time is in here, this isn't shade to you. I obviously bought the books wanting to love them, and I either read them and they weren't for me, or I've just lost interest in them. Now of course, if you see a book in here and you think I will love it and I should not unhaul it, let me know and I will consider keeping it. If you're interested in buying any of these books, I will have the link to my Pango shop in the description below, and I would just really love to pass these books on to a new loving home. I'm just gonna rapid fire go through them really quick and just give you whether I read them or haven't read them. So first up, I have A Song of Wraith and Ruin by Roseanne A. Brown. This one I have not read, but I decided because it's part of a series, I would rather listen to the audiobook instead of buying all the books in the series. And then once I do listen to it, if I decide I love it, I can always repurchase it. This one, there's still a price tag on it, so you can see I only bought it for $4 from a bookstore sale. And yeah, I just want to be better about not buying books in a series until I know for sure I'm going to want them all. Next up, I have Taktumi, and this one does not have an author listed because it's actually an anthology by a bunch of different authors, but this one is an anthology of Arctic horror stories, and this one was actually on my currently reading list for probably about 6 months. I first started it for Winterween, and I couldn't get through the first story. I did not like the writing at all, so I tried the second story, and same thing. I just really didn't like the writing, so I have officially decided to DNF it, and hopefully somebody else will enjoy it more than I did. Next up, we have a book I have read, and that is The Haunting of Velkwood by Gwendolyn Keist. it just wasn't for me. I think I gave it 2 stars, and hopefully somebody will buy this from my Pango store and will enjoy it more than I did. Next up is another one I've read, How We Fall Apart by Katie Zhao. I actually really like this one, but I just know I'm never gonna reread it. So this one gave me like Gossip Girl meets murder mystery vibe. So I know somebody else could really love this one, and I just don't need it on my shelves anymore. Another book I have read and did not like, You Are Invited by Amanda J. Atisa. It just wasn't for me. I was bored. I only read it. I only finished it for the Literally Dead book club, and yeah, I am happy to pass it on to the next owner. Finally, a book off the TBR shelf, Again But Better by Christine Riccio. I mean, I'm a big fan of Christine's videos, have been since a long time ago. She was probably the first booktuber I ever watched. I'm not really interested in reading this anymore, and if I do, I'll probably pick up the audiobook. Another book I have already read, and that is The Fiancé Farce by Alexandria Bellfleur. I mean, with a cover like this, I wanted to love this, and I just didn't enjoy it. Another TBR book, we have The Brightsiders by Jen Wild. This is one that I went to a library book sale, and I didn't want to leave with nothing, so I bought this one for $1. So I'm gonna pass it on to the next person. This one I have read and did not like, and that is The Death of Jane Lawrence by Caitlin Starling. Just really wasn't a fan. I read this one a few years ago, so I don't even remember why. Nothing from it has stuck with me. I really love the cover, so that's like the main reason I've held on to it for so long, but we just don't need books that I didn't love on my own shelf. Another book I have not read yet, but I'm not really interested in anymore, is The Nowhere Girls by Amy Reed. I don't even really remember what this one is about. I bought it a really long time ago, so I'm going to be unhauling it. This next one hurts because I really wanted to love it, but this is another one that I had to DNF, and that is Immortal Longings by Chloe Gong. I have such a weird relationship with Chloe Gong's writing. I really didn't like her Romeo and Juliet retelling, but I loved Foul Lady Fortune, so I thought I would give this one a try, and I was so confused. I don't even remember how far I made it, maybe like 30 to 50 pages. I could not keep it straight what was going on. I tried the audiobook, I tried rereading from the beginning, nothing was working, so yeah, this one just isn't for me. And our last book that I will be unhauling is actually one that I have a duplicate copy of. So this is a book still on my TBR shelf. I'm very excited to get to it. And I ordered this gorgeous edition from Waterstones. It has the red edges, it has the special edition cover, it is even signed. But when this copy got to me, I picked up the box and water came rushing out of it. It wasn't even delivered on a rainy day. I don't know where this book went. I don't know what happened. I don't know what my delivery driver was doing, but it was sitting in a puddle of water. So I did do my best to dry it out, but it is unfortunately water damaged. It doesn't smell or anything. There's no mold growing on it. I immediately dried it. I reached out to Waterstones and they sent me a new undamaged copy. So if you want to see the close-ups, there's some scratches. This is a little bent. The pages turned out okay. There's they're not really wiggly at all. The big thing is on the dust jacket. You can definitely see the water damage and the wrinkles and stuff there. If you made it this far in the video, you can leave me the book stack emoji. And as always, thank you so much for watching. I hope you read a good book today, and I will see you soon in my next one. Bye.